Welcome to the class. So in this class, we are going to explore academic writing task 1, specifically the different components. This is the first of 2 sessions on this topic, and it will last approximately 20 minutes. First, we are going to look at the structure of a task 1 report, and then we will focus on paraphrasing the question to create an introduction. By the end of this session, you should feel more confident about how to approach academic writing task 1. During the lesson, there will be questions for you to respond to, and these will appear below this video on your screen. I will tell you when you need to answer them, and I will allow around 10 to 15 seconds to do so. Now, academic writing task 1. What is task 1? In task 1, you are required to write a report based on an image or graphic that you are provided with, and you need to write at least 150 words about it. You may be given any of the following types of visuals: a line graph, a bar chart, a pie chart, a process, a map, or a table. Any of these types of graphics could appear on your IELTS exam. Although they are all different, it is important to remember that the structure always remains consistent across each type. Learning this structure will help you know how to approach task 1, regardless of the type of graphic you receive. Let's examine the structure for task 1. On the right side of the screen, there is an image showing 4 sections. We need to start with an introduction, followed by an overview, and then 1 or 2 additional paragraphs. I will explain more about these sections shortly. The structure begins with an introduction, which is a paraphrase of the question you receive on your IELTS test next to the visual. This describes what is shown in the graph, process, or map, and it is important to start with this. The second part is to write an overview of the main features. At this stage, we are not going into detail. We simply provide a general summary of the key features identified from the graphic. The key features in the overview will then guide the body paragraph, where we can use the data, figures, and percentages from the visual to expand the report. Here is an example of a task 1 report. We are not going to read it word for word, but will observe the structure and how the student organized it. The first paragraph shows that the student paraphrased the question and briefly described what the visuals demonstrate. The next paragraph begins with the term overall, which is the overview. The student examined the graphic, identified the key features, and provided a brief summary of these main points. The next step is to develop the report based on those features. In the following 2 paragraphs, the student uses different figures, costs, and other data from the graph to expand and make comparisons. It is very important in academic writing task 1 to compare the main features highlighted in the overview. As we mentioned earlier, when writing the introduction, it is essential to paraphrase the question. So what is paraphrasing, and how do we do it? There are 2 main methods: using synonyms or using word families. A synonym is a word that has the same meaning as another word and can replace it in a sentence. This is an important skill. The examiner wants to see that you can be flexible with language, have a strong command of vocabulary, and can transform the words in the question into your own words. On the left of the screen in purple bubbles, there are words related to academic writing task 1, and on the right in green bubbles are synonyms. Some are easy to identify, such as changing from 2016 to 2020, to between 2016 and 2020. It is not necessary to paraphrase every word in the question, but it is important to paraphrase keywords to express the same meaning differently. You will now have a chance to try. If you look at the first question below this video, you will see the word chart. Examine the options and select the synonym from the green bubbles on the right. I will give you 10 to 15 seconds to do this. Hopefully, you chose the word graph. Both chart and graph are synonyms. Next, look at the following question below the video. You will see the number of. Select the correct option. You chose how many, which also refers to quantity. The next question on your screen relates to people. People is a general word. There are many types of people. In some contexts, it is better to select a more specific word. Examine the next question and choose a synonym for people. Hopefully you chose citizens, which refers to individuals living in a specific area. The next question on your screen is cities. Choose the correct synonym. Hopefully you chose urban areas, which is an acceptable alternative to cities. The next question looks at the word shows. Choose the correct option. Hopefully you selected illustrates. Often a graph will say shows, and we need to use a different word. Other acceptable options are illustrates or provides information about. Now, what is a word family? A word family is a group of related words with different word types or classes, such as adjectives, verbs, nouns, or adverbs. Words in the same family share a root but differ in endings or prefixes. We will look at examples. In the center of the screen is the verb live, which has many family members with different word types. We will look for 3 adjectives and 1 noun. The next question below the video provides options: lovely, livingness, life, livelihood, alive, livid, lively, or living. Choose the 4 correct options. Hopefully you selected living, lively, alive, and life. These belong to the same family as live and can be used in different contexts. This strategy is important and very useful when preparing for IELTS, as word families help with paraphrasing in writing, speaking, reading, and listening. Paraphrasing uses synonyms and word families to change words while keeping the same meaning. On screen, you may notice some words we discussed earlier. For example, shows is replaced with illustrates, people with citizens, and cities with urban areas. In academic writing task 1, you need to paraphrase the question to write the introduction to your report. Here is an example. On the left-hand side, the line graph shows the number of people traveling to one company by 6 methods, namely walking, cycling, driving, and public transport, between 2012 and 2019. At the bottom, we see walking, cycling, driving, and public transport, including bus, train, and underground. The number of people, shown in thousands, demonstrates the methods of traveling to work in the UK. It is essential to paraphrase this portion. The second section at the bottom is the same for all IELTS Academic Task 1 questions. It instructs you to summarize the information by selecting and reporting main features and making comparisons. We only need to paraphrase the first section at the top, specific to the task. We now revisit the question. The line graph shows the number of people traveling to one company by 6 methods between 2012 and 2019. There are 3 possible paraphrases. Option 1. The line chart shows the number of people going to one company in 6 different ways between 2012 and 2019. Option 2. The line chart illustrates the proportion of travelers' means of getting to work at one business. Option 3. The line chart illustrates the number of employees at one company who travel on foot, by bike, by car, or using public transport from 2012 to 2019. Examine the question below and select the best paraphrase. The correct answer is option 3, which covers all aspects of the original question. Option 1 fails to paraphrase the verb and omits methods and time. Option 2 also does not include the years or the 6 methods. We will now examine another example. The bar chart gives information about the number of men and women working full-time or part-time in the UK in 2000 and 2018. Consider which words to paraphrase. Gives information could become provides data. The number of men and women could become the amount of male and female employees. And working full-time or part-time could be working on full or reduced hour contracts. Using these alternatives, we could rewrite the sentence. The bar chart provides data on the amount of male and female employees in the UK working on full or reduced hour contracts in 2000 and now 2018. So, okay, that is the end of this class. Remember, this is the first of 2 classes. Now it is very important to do the second class. Thank you, everyone.